Off and on the clock, it's Super Bowl time, and we might not have a robust lobby of draft games available to us, but we have a few things up our sleeve. One, we can make some pick'ems. Nobody can outspice the off and on the clock crew in that regard. And we might even fire up some of these private drafts because there are private drafts available. So maybe we'll get a little 3-man battle going here. And then who knows, maybe for you true sickos, a little hoops at the end as well. It's off and on the clock with Pete, John, and Nez. Let's do it. All right, guys, we've reached the end of the road. It truly feels weird. I guess technically it's just one game, but our last NFL slate specific show for a long, long time here. It's going to be sad to say goodbye to these.
It is, but we'll turn the page and get into best ball season eventually there and feel all warm and fuzzy about it. For me, it really hit hard last Saturday, where it was like my Saturday morning routine was always like get up, coffee, like, all right, here we go. I'm going to bang out 50 drafts while Nikki goes to a fitness class and I walk the dog kind of deal. And I was like, this is my routine. And I was like, what do I draft now? Like, this is weird. That's when it truly hit me. But yeah, I don't know. We're still going to have some fun with this last one.
That's right. Nez, how are you feeling here? Are you wistful for the end of the NFL season or excited to set your sights on other sports?
I am definitely feeling sentimental. I'm feeling sad for sure. This is, but I'm excited for this game mostly, right? Let's get positive here. I know there was a lot of, I think I saw more discourse about people complaining about complainers than people complaining about the game itself. I'm stoked for this game, man. I don't see how this game isn't just like awesome. So I think we're going to get a really good football game. And I'm cool with whatever happens. If Mahomes three-peats, I'm going to put on, a happy face and be like, cool, we're witnessing something historic and we might not ever see something like this ever again. If the Eagles win, then we get to celebrate the downfall of Mahomes. So there's that.
Yeah. I think the only game outcome that would be a big bummer if it was a Chiefs blowout and there was no intrigue early whatsoever. Like it was just a demolition and the game's not even interesting. Almost all other outcomes, close game, the Chiefs win, whatever. Eagles blow them out like, holy shit, everyone's like, this is crazy.
That would be like the first Chiefs blowout too, right? Like that'd be crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for the game too. I think, I saw Redmond tweeting about it. I even mentioned it too. It does feel like the buzz isn't quite there. And I mean, the NBA trade deadline, specifically the Luka trade, that like dominated the sports discourse in a way that I haven't seen happen in a long time.
That was definitely a big contributing factor. All the jokes about NFL stealing Christmas, so NBA stole it back, were so good.
We're
gonna take your Super Bowl weekend back after you guys stole Christmas from us. But I that definitely commanded a lot of attention. I think there's just a little bit of fatigue too with like Mahomes being in the Super Bowl. What is it, 5 of the last 6 years or 4 of the last 5 years, something like that. The fact that we had this exact same Super Bowl matchup 3 years ago, it's just it's a little as great as it is, as great as Mahomes has been, as great as the dynasty narrative is, it is a little boring for people comparative to if we had Jaden Daniels versus Josh Allen this week, and then Josh Allen wins MVP last week. Like the hype train would have been rolling huge. We have no idea what to expect kind of thing. Whereas these are the two best teams in football all year long, and they've played sort of boring brands of ball control football with just really good pieces across the board. And there's just like not a whole lot left of like mystery or intrigue,
Yeah. And that's my thing. Like, Davis keeps giving me a hard time about how I'm just like constantly the Fantasy Life newsletter bagging on the Chiefs. And really my fatigue is from a content perspective. Like I have to write about it. We're all going to go on shows and talk about it. And like John said, getting to talk about the Bills or Jaden Daniels in the first Super Bowl, it would have injected life into the discourse. Like literally one of the days for the Fantasy Life newsletter, I went back to what I wrote about the Eagles Chiefs the day after that matchup was settled, after the championship game. And it's like, the total is the exact same, like so much. It's like, what are the Chiefs going to do at wide receiver? It's like, what are the Chiefs going to do at wide receiver? It's like Barkley's the kind of one fresh wrinkle here on this team because he's having such an absurd year. And it's like, can he, do put up another massive score here? But it's just like boring to talk about. It's like, yeah, like what is there to say?
I know. But I really think that the Eagles, man, are going to put up a really good game, and I think if this game does blow out, I think it's because the Eagles are blowing out the Chiefs. If that is how this game goes, I think that's how it goes. The Eagles just seem so strong. I mean, obviously the Chiefs do as well. Like Mahomes just like finds a way, but I just think the Eagles have the strength on defense. I think they have the strength in the run game. It could very well, I think, be an Eagles blowout, but I mean, no one's blowing out the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, man. I'm just saying, if it's going to happen, that's how it's going to happen.
Well, and that's just how the Chiefs win, right? Like they, as much as we all like Xavier Worthy and think of him as explosive guy, like they haven't had many explosive plays. They beat you 3.5 yards, 4 yards at a time. Kareem Hunt is probably the least explosive running back in the league. Travis Kelce is like the least explosive tight end in the league. It's like the way they beat you is just having a lead and just bleeding the clock like a boa constrictor, like slowly, choking you.
Yep.
Whereas the Eagles get up 2 scores, I'm like, all right, okay, Mahomes, let's see how good you are now. Can you put up points quick? Because we haven't seen them put in that spot.
I think that's probably the most fun game script for this game to go, right? Like Barkley, big, long, explosive run, or like quick 6-7 play drive from the Eagles. Eagles score first. Then there's like a fumbling mishap or a turnover. Eagles tack on a field goal or Eagles tack on another touchdown. Eagles are up quick. And we're like, okay, Mahomes, prove it now. Like, don't take the air out of the ball. Like, we don't want this 230-yard passing with, 2 touchdowns on offense kind of bullshit. Like, I want to see Mahomes, like, 300 yards, 4 scores, earn it this year,
Yes.
Only thing better than seeing that would be winning a pick'em that plays out exactly like that.
Oh, don't tempt me with a good time, Nez.
I will let you know we are going to get to the pick'ems here today. Obviously, if you guys are regular, often on the clock viewers, we normally are going through ADP strategy, our favorite scroll downs, doing drafts. None of that today specifically. So we'll talk about the games. We're going to build a bunch of pick'ems. Like I said, you can actually do private drafts and some, head-to-heads and 3-person contests in the lobby. So we'll mess around with those, dust off our kicker takes in the draft game format there. And yeah, so we'll get you guys squared away. And I should just mention right now, and it is a little spoiler because normally we, kind of do our core picks on the fly. Nez comes ready with one. I come ready with one. John scrambles around to find one. And we put together a core that we then share. Normally Nez's hits, mine hits, and then John fails. And that's just generally kind of what we do. But this week we got it in early and Underdog actually featured it in the lobby. And what was even awesome about it is normally we just get our typical odds on whatever we pick. They boosted this pack for us. So we're getting an additional bonus. We have that both pinned in our chats. If you're watching on my channel, if you're watching on the Badge Bros, take advantage of that boosted pack there, guys. And we'll go through it pick by pick when we get to that, but just want to make sure people are ready to go.
Yeah, if you're watching on our channel, actually shout out to Davis for becoming a member here. Mad respect there, earning his badge. But yeah, if you're watching on that one right now, it's in the description. It's in the bio description because it was too long for me to pin in the chat for whatever reason. So,
okay, there you go. Canadian link issues there. I should ask, what do you guys? Where will you be
on it?
Where will you guys be watching the Super Bowl? What are your actual Super Bowl watching plans?
Actually, you know what we just formulated, Pete, was we just added, or I was in the midst of adding before I was walking the dog there, some player ones to your fantasy life prop sheet because I was sending it to the boys before they all, convened for the game on Sunday. So a buddy of ours is just having a nice little get together party over there. Some kids, the wives, etc.
Nice. What about you, Nez?
Nice. Having the in-laws over. My father-in-law loves watching sports over at our place. When we had him over for Christmas and watched like the Netflix games, he was loving it. So we got a great setup there. We're having them over. There's like a local pizza spot nearby that we're gonna try to put an order in. They make this like amazing barbecue chicken pizza. It's like a nice thin crust. It's like, it doesn't fill you up. You don't feel too gross after, but it's just like, oh, muy bien. So that's our plan. Some nice thin crust pizza and the in-laws over. And I love watching games with my father-in-law too, because he will scream at the TV and like, he's like, you got to run the ball. Like, what are you doing? loves to coach from the couch.
No, listen, Pops. Kareem Hunt just goes for 2 yards of carry every damn time. Don't worry.
Exactly. No, that sounds fun. I feel like the past 5 years, I've been somewhere. I was with Underdog the past 3 years, watching the Super Bowl, and then the 2 years previously, I was with Roto Grinders at Roto Grinders parties. This is like the first time I've watched the Super Bowl at my house in a half decade. It'll be a very different experience because, the game kicks off at like 6:30. April's bedtime is about 8 p.m. We got to do bath and all of that. So we'll be juggling putting a toddler to bed while watching the Super Bowl. But I did put in a request. My favorite Super Bowl food, and this just goes back to being a kid. My mom would make this 7-layer bean dip that I absolutely love. You got the guac, you got the cheese, the refried beans, etc. For some reason, I've always associated that with like the special Super Bowl dish. So I think I'm going to try to whip one of those up. And by me, I mean enlist Lauren to help me make it.
That's a good one, though. I mean, anything nachos adjacent is probably my favorite. Just like pick at, right? Like nacho adjacent. I don't know. I'm a big buffalo wings guy, but like you don't want to be the guy at the party with all the buffalo fingers, So the nachos are the best to just grab and go.
Yes,
I've done pulled pork a couple years in a row too.
Oh, that's a good one. Barbecue
in like the crock pot, and like just do like slow roast, like 6-hour pulled pork. Just a couple shoulder, butt stuff. Yeah, it's good.
Let me ask some of you. I see some questions and think for not seeing the pack. Are you guys clicking the link? Because it isn't going to show up in every single lobby by default. Like you're not going to see it next to Gilbert Arenas, even though you definitely should see it right next to Gilbert Arenas if I had my way. But are you having issues clicking the link? You shouldn't have an issue if you click the link that's pinned in the chat.
Yeah, I think there was some limitations to who saw it in the lobbies there, like promo code, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes. Basically, this is a way to figure out which of you guys didn't use my promo code, and now you have outed yourself. My favorite is still Doobie using Snapback Jack promo code.
That's the best.
Is the best.
So on brand. So on brand. Actually, while we're talking about Black and Yellow Dog app, we had that thread, and we had a conversation behind the paywall yesterday about like all the improvements and that sort of thing, and feedback was heard, and a lot of good stuff was instantly implemented by the dev team. So shout out to them. That was really cool to see so quick there. And then
I should pull that up just to show people. Was there? I know the auto or the toggle for pushing the plane. Was anything else added?
Yeah, when you filter your slow drafts, they come up by the time in which you're on the clock now, so you're not going all around.
Oh,
that
that's
happened
huge.
on mobile, but it didn't happen on desktop previously. So that happens on desktop now, so it won't be all discombobulated. So that's really good for us.
Wait, why am I not seeing that on mine?
Give yourself a refresh. See what happens.
I think I had to log out and log back
in.
If you haven't done that in the last like 24 hours.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it does show up now, which is huge because we've talked about that. There's times when you do want to have the plane pushed when you mass enter. Times when you want to actually just like do them by hand, but you don't want to click it every single time. So I love that they just like went in and whipped that up. Like that was awesome.
That was perfect. Yeah, that was
perfect. I've been in that range so much because when I do my hoops draft, like I like to do like 4 or 5 at the same time, but not like manually and just doing them together. And so, you register 5 and then you every single time undo the autopilot. So this toggle here, and you can see it now on the screen, makes it really, really nice. The thing is though, this was put in to avoid the people who are going to auto no matter what. And then we're just going to bleed the clock on everything. So with great power comes great responsibility. If you are intending to auto, you need to actually click autopilot, because then we're just back to where we started, fellas.
Right. Yeah. The push the plane, the push the plane movement of the past, where it was like 3 clicks and sign out or whatever, is now just 1 click. A push the plane movement of 1 click, please and thank you. There also was a slight request there this morning that, hey, maybe the default should be on, and then toggling it off for the hand builders. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I give a take?
Yeah, go.
Give a take. And again, look, I'm in the tank for big Underdog, long been in the tank. I got, I'm fucking billboards everywhere. So whatever, take it with a grain of salt. Why are people so up in arms about this font? Like I know it's like okay, like maybe it's not like the best font in the world, but why does anyone care? I have seen so much outrage over this font, and I keep trying to muster up the ability to care, and I fucking can't find it in me to care about this goddamn font.
It's people hate change. People are just stubborn about change.
The one thing I will say, I will provide some context. If you're, because I know, John, you don't really draft that much. When you're in the draft lobby, the numbers, like, the spacing isn't correct on the numbers. People are very particular. You know, the draft community, they're a very particular bunch. They don't like when their food touches, etc. The numbers doesn't quite line up how it used to with the font. That's what people don't like. They want the spacing back. You get the spacing back. The font's fine. Adding a little serif is okay. I gotta say, I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I didn't mind it either. When I saw it,
either.
I was like, this is fresh. This is youthful.
Yeah.
This is giving me energy right now.
Serif is back. The sans serif font is out. Serif is back.
It really is what John said. And it's like, I mean, I'm like this with other stuff too, like sites I go to all the time. Like if anything is tweaked or changed, it's like, wait, what the fuck? You know, it's like the same way, like I come home to the house and like Lauren's like moved a bowl from one place to the other. I'm like, wait, why'd you do that? What's going on? Is there a reason? Does the bowl need to be moved? What's going on? Our brains are just wired. Also, Davis, never been more clear. Pete is not in the streets. Davis, I have drafted more teams than you this year. It's not even close. Like Davis, sorry, but maxing the buzzer beater every week and doing 4 big board drafts, get the fuck out of here, Davis. Get the fuck out of here. But I entered the crossover that one time. No, get out of here, Davis. All right. So I will try to find a way to be as outraged as everyone else about the font. I will work on it. All right. The anything else from a housekeeping angle here before we maybe check out some Pooper Roll ranks?
I got a couple here. Car part. Good Canadian kid here gifting out 10 Canadian dollars to us. Love to see that.
I wanted to say something about this. So yeah, he gives $10, says easy with the Canadian slander, Pete, and then gave $10. Could I essentially allow you guys to retire if I just make fun of Canadians for an hour and a half straight and he's forced to just keep sending super chats?
Stop it. Just more and more money coming in.
Stop it harder. Stop it harder. 1,000. Car part is, he's been so generous, from the whiskey, from the all the clothing and stuff like that. I wear my dirty hands, clean money all the time. This guy's been too generous from the jump.
Incredible. Trev says if Pete rebranded to Peter Overzet, I would never watch again. So I understand. I mean, my Underdog username is literally Peter Overzet. So, you know.
Another one, Pete, there is good people at Unabated made their tool for the Super Bowl free. Yeah. So that was pretty good. If you guys go to the NFL menu, you go to the drop down to Super Bowl. It's literally right in there. And that's free access for anyone, even if you're non-members. So come check out the beautiful platform.
Yeah, let the maybe actually this is a good thing, because normally, we just kind of, shoot our shot from the hip. I'm not discrediting us and, not putting in ample research for our picks, but we could actually look at the screener here today and figure out maybe if there's some stuff we like in the Underdog market.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The Underdog, like the DFS Pick'em tool, is still behind the paywall there, but like all the line shopping stuff and, filtering through like basically anything and everything, if you want to bounce around to other markets and stuff like that, is available for free. The DFS Pick'em tool for like Underdog, the games in which we're going to be playing, is still behind the paywall for Pick'em players only, or for props players only. Sorry.
Yeah, well, we can still look at that too if we want to figure out what we want to do. What do you when you guys use the are you guys uploading projections, or you do a blend, or what do you guys normally do?
Well, when I do shows with Davis during the NFL season, he will put in like Cardi's projections, and we get like absurd edge numbers because Cardi's, like so strong on his projections. Yeah. So it's just like always these like Saquon lowers and whoever's in a dome hires, things like that. But I like doing a little bit of a blend. I like keeping the market, involved there, because it takes all the other sites and throws them in there. And then for NBA, they have like their own projections if you have those, and those have been like really strong. I will say, like, they are like they've been pretty profitable for me, I will say.
Yeah, we've been doing that as long as we're live at that 4:30 p.m. Eastern time slot there. We'll like instantly go and search for the edges there. I do it on my own accord every single day, right as projections drop, to juxtapose them to what's in the underdog lobby. And like, much to people's chagrin, like the players that you end up playing are like, Sasser and Barlow and guys like this. It's not the fun, sexy clicks like Jason Tatum and whomever else. So it does get you some funky sweats, which is cool in its own right. Players that you won't usually have in the player pool. It's good.
Nez, why isn't it showing me the edge percentages next to these?
That I don't know. Okay. No, usually Davis is driving, so David, that's a.
I haven't messed with this a ton.
A percentage.
Okay, yeah. Normally, like on the hoops ones, I've looked at it and seen the percentage, so I was just wondering why I wasn't. But let's circle back to the pick'em stuff. Let's at least talk about some of these rankings. This is honestly the first time I've looked at these, so obviously let the people know if people are wondering, because I have seen the comment why no contests in the lobby for the Super Bowl. I believe it was 2 years ago was the last year, the Eagles KC. I remember there were games. Do you guys want to explain why those no longer exist?
Yeah, I mean, we hit on it the other day on our show just to remind everybody that it's like a classic proposition for Underdog where they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. People ask like, hey, where are the contests? But if they do offer the contest, everyone will whine and cry about what the winner is because it's going to be such an outlier. And honest to God, like this comes from like a genuine point as a player. Hat tip to Underdog for not offering these contests, because someone is going to get in a room a week and a half before the Super Bowl. They're going to get the super GM combo. It's going to piss everybody else off. Everybody else is going to spend $1,500 chasing that same lineup, but then cry about that lineup winning because they're in a draft at 3 a.m. with 3 drunk non-Badgers, right? Something like that. And Underdog's passing up on, Nez, we went back and looked. This was 2 years ago.
Crazy.
It was a 55,000 entries or something like that.
The contest was 500K in prizes.
Yeah.
500K single game VR.
So Underdog is giving up like $50,000 in rake to not offer these because they know how their draft community feels. So I mean, like that, if you guys don't think that we mean a lot to them in terms of game integrity and whatever, they could just blindly post this up there, put up a 500K prize pool. It would instantly fill, or not instantly fill, but it would fill over the week and a half or whatever. And yeah, I mean, it's just. And
the winner was crazy too. The winner was crazy. Like it was like, I'm never getting that.
This happened to an extent. Obviously, they shortened the slate for the conference championship as well, right? And even then there was like some GM combos that were like, like I never had the ability to get Jaden and Barkley or whatever it ended up being there, and that was with the 4 game, and then you synthesize that down to just 1 game. So I get it. Guys, there's plenty of action. We could scratch this edge.
We're gonna help you.
One way you could scratch that edge, you can go play in the lobbies here. I haven't actually messed around with this. Is there some decent liquidity if you go and sit in these public ones?
Yeah, if you sit in the 100, like it'll fill in like 30-ish minutes.
Really?
Like, it's not. Okay. Yeah, it's like it's not far-fetched to get action in these games of like a decent dollar amount. And think about it Sunday morning when everybody's watching their pump-up shows and they're watching the pregame. Like in that 5-hour span or 8 hours if you're on the East Coast there, like you're gonna fill lobbies all morning. You could get easily thousands of dollars of action down for like those $500 entries and stuff. And there's definitely an edge in them too, because Yeah. Go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
What am I? Yeah. Explain what the because like what am I missing here? Like whatever is the quarterback 2 should have like an ADP of nothing, right?
Well, it's super flex.
Oh, it's super flex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like really,
like
quarterback should probably be ahead of Saquon.
Yeah. Wait, yeah. Are you telling me if you auto off ADP, the turn is double tapping Mahomes and Hurts, and the Barkley drafter is getting Kelsey?
Yeah, if you
Yes.
play head to head.
Wow.
And it's an ADP donk, and they get the 101, and they're like, Saquon 2,000 yards, MVP votes.
Maybe
Yeah.
I need to sit in this lobby if that's what's happening.
Yeah, there's definitely some
King's
edge out
back.
here. There's also minute differences in the scoring system comparative to our normal slates. This is full PPR. It's not half point PPR. So it just makes some of those back end pass catching options better. And then the kickers, they would be more valuable on like redacted style scoring, but the kickers are a little bit nerfed too. So like kickers could feel like safe floor plays if the scoring was the exact same as redacted, but it's a little different. It's the other sites scoring. So they're not as safe as fourth round flexes as you would think.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the scoring pulled up here. Yeah, 2 points for missed extra points, and then there's tiered for how long the field goal is. So, a 50-yard bomb, you're getting 4 points. It actually makes for an interesting sweat too, like some of the these scoring quirks.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna.
Just one last notion, Pete. Can you bring up that tab just again there, and then just show people, because it is a little hidden, and someone asked for it yesterday. No, actually the info tab underneath the draft.
If you just go to drafts and then you go down here and you just click the eye.
Yeah. So you see that big scroll back up. You see that big create private draft. Do that and send it to your buddies that you're hanging out with at the pre-draft party. Like that's what we're going to be doing. Like me and some of my buddies, we're going to rip some 3-mans that are private drafts like that. I know some people were asking for it in the notes yesterday for the devs. And I was like, here, look, it is already here. It's just a little hard to find for some people. So just in case you guys didn't know, that's the spot.
Any other things stand out to you guys? Obviously I'm looking at this for the first time. I mean, I guess in this format, a big question is like, where do the kickers stack up? Right now they're Hollywood Brown's going, and then like Pacheco, Hopkins are going after. I guess that seems about right. I think you could make a case to take the kickers over Hollywood Brown.
I mean, I you know me, I'm the Hollywood guy here, but I think kickers over DeAndre Hopkins, I think makes sense, right? Like sure, DeAndre Hopkins has the higher ceiling, but who has scored more points than DeAndre Hopkins in the last like 4 weeks? Like the kickers. DeAndre Hopkins has gone like multiple games without catching a pass. I think it might be okay to take Harrison Butker.
Yeah, and I think if you're box score watching for like Jake Elliott or something like that, the fact that they've been playing outdoors all year and bad weather and that sort of deal, that like, hey, now we got double dome boners for the kickers here, and that's much better, right? I think there's some interesting conversations though, but like I think the cutoff that you hit on there, Nez, between Nook and the catchers there, and I think the kickers, sorry. And Pacheco, I'm fucking fumbling all over the place. Pacheco's an interesting one. Like, would you rather have hypothetically, like, all the pick'em lobbies are 5.5 attempts or 6 attempts, stuff like that? Would you rather have 5 attempts from Pacheco, or would you rather have 2 field goal attempts from Butker? Like, that's sweaty.
Yeah, no, I would lean kickers. That's just how I played.
All right, I got a question for you. So obviously, on a normal any slate, right? You got the CSV upload. Either sites provide ranks that people can upload, or people create their own ranks and then upload it. Obviously, you can create your manual ranks in here as well if you're doing a bunch. How many people? This is a question for both of you. How many people on the site this week will utilize the upload CSV for Super Bowl draft contest feature? And I'm not saying anyone who sets their ranks by making their own over here. I'm saying makes a goddamn CSV and uploads it.
Okay, let's do Lauden thinks on this. You come up with the number, Pete, and Nez and I will guess what you think the number is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll start.
Hold on. He's got to write it down.
Oh, he's got to write it. He has to write it. Okay.
Yeah. This is like the one we were playing on the back of the bus on the way to. Yeah.
And do you guys agree? Is this a fair premise? There's not a single site providing these ranks as a CSV anywhere, right? I don't know.
No shot. No shot.
Yes. Okay. As long as we've established that.
Somebody has to download the player IDs and then sort them in Google Sheets themselves and then re-upload, so that way they can click each because you can't even multi-enter the cash games.
I know.
You have
That's
to click
why
them one by one.
This is why I want to know.
It's gonna be you and T-Box in every $500 lobby.
Don't reveal yourself now. If you are someone in the chat who has done this, I do, after we reveal the answers, want to know. All right, I do have my official answer written down, which is, I'm not saying the answer, but it's the number of people I think have created ranks and uploaded a CSV for these 2 and 3 person contests.
Okay. Des, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay.
What do you think I wrote, Nez?
4.
John, what do you think I wrote?
11.
No, Nez way closer. I said there's been 2 people. 2 people who have done that.
I do think that there's been 2 at a minimum. 2.
The 2, I can
so.
name the 2. The two are Awin and T-Box. Those are the 2 who have done it.
Oh, T-Box is a clicker. He doesn't download CSVs.
That's true.
That's the other element of this. Even if you're like going to play decent volume, there's so few players. I guess it would be if you were aggregating a bunch of projections and then you were then turning that and you're just like, oh, it's easier for me to just match these with the player IDs than to manually create your ranks.
Yeah.
Jumfrey's got it. I think Jazar is an uploader.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
there you go.
Yeah.
He's a
See,
dragon.
even Awin says, yeah, I'm not a CSV bro. Awin contains multitudes. I don't believe half the shit you say, Awin, but continue crushing, my dude. All right. You guys want to do a draft here? Did you create a private link for us?
Yeah, John, did you join there already?
I did, but I clicked it. I don't know what the dollar price point is that you clicked on. Am I gonna feel something?
I mean, it's just a draft, brother.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna feel something, John.
But I didn't know what you made. I didn't know you made it, so I was like, at least 100.
Sorry, I
right?
got a baby on the way. No,
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. It's for the content. It's in the
Okay,
private chat though, Pete. If you see
yeah,
it.
I know. I clicked it. It's taking me a second to.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
Hang on. Here we go. I feel
This is great. During baseball season, my dad will always send me links for me and his coach buddies to get in drafts, and we always do these during baseball season, like once a day. It's pretty awesome.
I will say this slate. So it's gonna go QB, and then I'm gonna take Barkley and Kelsey. Sorry to spoil everything.
Yeah, great content here.
the 3-person version though, it's kind of interesting, right? I mean, I still would want the quarterback side. Like your guys' 2v2s are gonna look so much better versus my Kelsey and Barkley.
Maybe,
perhaps. John's about to flip the script because you called out what he's gonna do.
Well,
I mean,
part of my strat is to go.
I mean, let's be real. Let's expand the Saquon Barkley box scores for a minute there. I mean, he's going toe to toe with these guys, man.
Yeah.
And
good luck.
PPR. I gotta think.
I'm starting to think you'd be a fish to pass on him.
A1, check your DMs.
All right, Nez, who we taking, dude?
Ludog saying Barkley 101. Is there an actual case for Barkley 101 here? I mean,
I think so.
I think I mean, wisdom of the crowds, right? I mean, like, look at there's all these samples of Saquon 101. He just won Offensive Player of the Year.
I forgot to upload my CSV with ranks. I'm gonna have to raw dog this, guys.
Oh, you're lost. You're
wow,
lost.
I like it. Okay, all right.
Full PPR.
All right.
People forget.
Tush push away, baby.
Man.
Oh, we
Stack
give
it up,
stack.
Mahomes.
Stack it up.
Man, I just think Mahomes Kelsey is gonna be a pretty chalk kind of turn in these contests. Might flip the board, pull up Xavier Worthy, get all the benefits of the correlation.
Ooh. If you're gonna, shoot the ceiling. Why not?
Let's see here. You know, fuck Travis Kelce. Honestly, like he's probably gonna have like 2.5 catches. Fuck Travis Kelce.
I love it.
We set up the stack.
He
Oh
sniped you,
no.
dude.
Yeah.
That was a huge snipe. That was a counter to my plan there. All right. Everybody's talking about Kelce proposing on the field, his swan song. If he proposes on the field, he's the biggest pussy of all time. That is the biggest cuck care move of all time to
Why?
take the shine off your team. It's about your team. It's about the moment. It's
They've been
about
taking the shine away from everything for ever since they started dating.
you can't. No, the media is doing it. They're not doing it. He's not taking it away from his teammates. You can't upstage your teammates by proposing to your girl.
What if he's the
after a
MVP?
win?
Are you allowed to do it if the shine's already on you?
All right, if he's MVP and he's standing on the stage by himself, I'll allow it.
What?
But
The only thing I'm thinking about with Kelsey is a very interesting prop that Pete found on an offshore site for Donna Kelsey.
Did you guys see what someone replied to that tweet with an AI Photoshop?
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah, we're about to do this. Awood, cover your eyes. Yeah, so I posted. Will Donna Kelsey show cleavage, and then someone. Wait till you see this, guys. This is how you boost ratings.
incredible.
Sorry to distract us from our draft. We're drafting.
No.
Stay focused.
All right.
That was a psyop for John to not take Kareem Hunt. Oh, he still does it.
Okay.
It took everything in my power to try not to click Kareem Hunt there, but I went ahead and I did it.
Let's see. Man, I'm definitely taking Goddard. Now we're back to that conversation. Nez said he was the Hollywood guy who would take him over there. Do you know what I kind of like? I'm feeling rogue here. I mean, Jake Elliott in a dome.
Oh,
Come on.
That's good positive correlation with your team too. You know, you're just tacking on one extra point with those other touchdowns.
That's right.
Mahomes is chasing back the other way.
Some should say I could have had way more correlation if I took Kelsey, Mahomes, and then did Butker and Hollywood Brown. But we're free thinkers around here, not a slave to our CSVs.
Both of our teams would be so much better if we went ahead and did that.
Oh, Nez gets his guy Hollywood.
Oh my god, you guys! The 30-yard bomb to Hollywood is going to put you in your grave. Let's go! What a team! What a team! Who needs quarterbacks in Superflex?
Let's get the votes here. Whose team won? So I have Mahomes, AJ Brown, Goddard, and Jake Elliott. So Mahomes and then 3 Eagles. John went Hurts and then 3 Chiefs, the inverse of my team. Kelsey, Kareem Hunt, and Butker with Hurts. And then Nez from the one hole said it's the year of establishing the run, went Barkley, Worthy, Devonta Smith. And it doesn't show here, but I assume you took Hollywood?
I did take Hollywood.
He took Hollywood. So what is it going to be? The headless, Chief stack, the headless Eagle stack, or Nez's establish the damn run with Barkley team?
That's a tough one. I'm thinking the Hurts tush push narrative plays better as an unstacked quarterback than the Mahomes one does, and I instantly get leverage off of both of you.
I would say Nez's has probably the highest ceiling and the highest or the lowest floor.
Yeah.
Like if Barkley has like a 12-point game because they get shut down and like Devontae and those guys are boom bust, like it could be bad, but it could also just really separate.
I don't mean to spoil the ending here, but I do have the highest projection post lobby, guys.
What?
So yeah, you may want to think twice about that.
Pete and I were out here thinking it was tight end premium and normal scoring and this sort of thing, and you're just soaking up all those PPR points.
That's another thing Coach Nez loves to tell me is like, I had the highest projected team in the lobby. That's a great sign.
If it were for luck, I'd win every time. At the highest projected team. All right. Let's see here. Other votes. Wow. Nez Shipper. Sad to say, Pete. Wow.
Ryan knows Wall too. So
I think Imwald likes my Mahomes team here. He sees a scenario with 60 and 2 TDs. And then Johnny says Butker will win it for John. So it sounds like we played this tight. It's gonna be sweaty. Remind me, I am going to do a portfolio review on Monday. So
just
we
this
can,
lineup.
I just spit out.
Portfolio.
Just because I'm gonna have some redacted showdown teams in our pickups, but that did make me laugh. Thinking I just get on and I do an hour breakdown of this draft.
That's so funny.
Every play that swings it by like 0.5 or whatever.
Oh my god,
nasty.
I think I remember. There's a million of the trying to spitball ideas for Underdog and stuff. But when I was thinking, I remember once about if you could have, Super Bowl contest, draft contests, like if there was a version where you could have like two copies of each player, or if there was like a one copy that was like worth 2x and the other was worth 1x, or like something like that. You could maybe make work, which would be kind of fun.
Yeah. The other thing that's been floated is your first or last round pick is worth double, like stuff like that was floated. Also first half, second half players on your team. So you can have like first half.
That would
Mahomes,
be like a good copy version. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of inherently random, but maybe there's a little bit of game theory to the clock plays slower in the second half always, right? Like it's less running time, and I don't know.
What if you could even splice that further and do quarters, have a quarter of each player.
Yeah.
There was someone in John's mentions yesterday that I thought a really cool idea where you go in and like if you did, for example, like a 3-person draft here and it's just like best of 3 drafts, you go in and that you're in it for 3 drafts with these people and each person has a turn at each draft spot. And then you could just like do like highest score wins or best average points wins. I think that'd be really cool. If you knew that you were getting in there for that, I would be into that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's a phenomenal way of doing single entry tournaments. You know? Like if you had a 6-person lobby for the pick and roll on each night for that $100 price point, it would have to be a higher price point, one, to make it make sense because you're doing 6 consecutive drafts. But you each draft from the same slot over and over again, and then you can determine your exploitability or if you want to take the same player twice or if you want to whatever, right? I thought it was a pretty cool idea for single entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool. And like I wonder too if there would be like an algorithmic way to scale it. You would probably run into issues like where you'd need a little bit of flexible contest sizing. But imagine you got in a pool that was like a 500-person single entry tournament and it's going to like auto generate, like it is going to make sure that you have one draft from each of the 3 slots and then like you're done, and it keeps like pairing people until the pool. And maybe it'd be like, okay, now we have to like get a couple people in to like make the math work. But like if you could enter a bigger tournament that also guarantees that everyone is drafting from one slot each time.
I think you just described rush poker for Underdog Fantasy, like where you jump in the pool and you jump table to table as you fold a hand. As you complete a draft, you jump to a different draft within the same pool.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's got legs. That's got
cool.
legs. There
you go. All right, we just solved Super Bowl.
Solved it.
There.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to say about the draft games before we spice it up?
I want to see that damn reel. Oh, John has something.
No. I was just gonna say before we slop, spice, slide, etc. I want us to walk through the one that we did already, like the one for the community.
Oh, for sure.
On the site. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sure. All right. Without further ado, for one final NFL edition for the 2024-2025 season. Pick'ems, spicy margs,
radioactive spice.
Let's spice it up, slop it up. I mean,
slide.
Permission to slide, Your Honor. You sliders. That's a 65x. That makes me feel things. All right. I will say, guys, I built a couple, like I think last week we did our no sweat token. I did some for Fantasy Life. I put together a couple there, but I've been saving myself for this show, both literally the powder here on the sidelines ready to deploy, and a lot of my mental kind of enthusiasm and energy for building pick'ems. I've saved it for right now. So I'm very excited for this.
Likewise.
So have I.
Likewise. Yeah.
So have I. Yeah. I've been saving up because I knew we were gonna blast off. So I've been patiently waiting.
Geez, I went back to go find something on my Twitter, and this was still up. This was an accident. I swear to God, I was going to my Twitter to find something.
Pete, why is that in your bookmarks there? Your bookmarks? What's up there, dude?
Oh my God.
Dude,
I was going to show the pack because I know
yeah. Sorry.
people are still having issues with it. I saw some conversation in the chat. It might be something with pick'em states versus champion states. I'm in a champion state and it worked for me yesterday. If people are still having issues, let us know because I'll send them a message and make sure we can get that squared away. But for our audio listeners here, what it should be is AJ Brown touchdown, Xavier Worthy higher than 6.5 rushing yards, Patrick Mahomes higher than 6.5 rushing attempts, generally an 8.28x for that 3-pack, Underdog boosting it up to almost 12x for us. The AJ Brown tutty was mine. I don't really need to explain it other than just saying grown-ass man do grown-ass man things. Nez, you want to talk about the Xavier Worthy selection here?
Yeah, I just think big game Worthy, man, is getting these end arounds. And I think you are likely to get more than one from Xavier Worthy, especially given the fact that their run game consists of Kareem Hunt, who is 50 years old, and Isaiah Pacheco, who has one leg. So I think they're going to need to be creative in their rush game. And Xavier Worthy can get this on one attempt. And I think he's due for a minimum of 2. So he felt pretty safe here for me.
And John, you guys were in lockstep. We have 2 Kansas City rushing picks here. This one involves Patrick Mahomes. Thoughts on this one here, him getting to 7 attempts?
Yeah, obviously tough run defense just in general there. But the 6.5, you also got a slight boost in terms of the price there. It's 5.5 some other places and that sort of deal. But just the propensity for Mahomes to rush in the playoffs. We talked about it with the CJ Stroud narrative there. He's cleared this twice already in the postseason. You date back, he clears it almost every time. And I do recognize that some of those are kneel downs, but if we're painting this game script, the kneel downs are going in our favor. So if we get Mahomes 3 kneel downs, absolutely L-word this up. But if we get like some of those designed rushes, like we saw last game, like they had a designed rush for him from like 6.5 yards out to score a touchdown. He scored 2 rushing touchdowns, rushed 7 times last game. Like I just think that there's something about Mahomes. I was thinking about this yesterday. It's like a little bit LeBron-esque in terms of like, you know, he kind of just takes it easy. He's doing his thing. Hey, we can get by, we can win. And then playoff time comes around and he's like, all right, I'm going to do my thing and ball the F out because we've got to this point. And I just think he displays more from on the ground in games that matter than he does all season long.
Yeah, I like it. And obviously the kneel downs is a big swing there and gives you kind of an additional out there. Just again, to kind of confirm, if you're manually putting in the pack, you won't get the boost. It's definitely going to have to be through that link. If there's any other feedback on the link, let us know, because I had a few people test it earlier and they said it worked fine.
Yeah, my buddies did it this morning as well and it worked fine. So let me share the link that I was sharing earlier, not the one that I copy pasted from you, and I'll put that in the chat for everyone there. All right.
Yeah, I'll show you too. Yeah, so what it should look, because I placed mine here. And mine shows the boost on it here in my my completed. Okay. How do you guys want to do this? We've typically, obviously we just have our core there. I think it'd be really fun to build out a few different, like, we should obviously do some slider bombs, but like building out a few like very game script related ones, just like certain stories for like game flow stuff, I think would be cool. And then kind of, I think with the Chiefs in particular, obviously like Kareem Hunt's stuff has pulled ahead of Pacheco, but stuff where you're doing a higher on one and a lower on the other. Like, I feel like Hopkins and Juju are kind of one too, where it's like maybe one of them shows up for 3 to 4 catches, but probably at the expense of the other one doing much. Like playing some angles like that of like taking stands on some of these fringier situations and how we could essentially get two things right for the price of one, I think would be a fun angle too.
Yeah, no, I really respect that. I like that a lot. Yeah, and then I want to do some of those slidey break the slate guys too.
For sure.
Perfect.
Where do you want to start, Nez?
I do like your thought about like these kind of like one-off receivers that are basically like event-based plays where like they just need kind of like one catch. DeAndre Hopkins is going to get involved in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Like he certainly he'll be involved here. Like I like the longest reception for DeAndre Hopkins. Just a 9.5 yard reception here. Just one catch for DeAndre Hopkins. Like is basically all we're asking here. Are we trying to slide?
No, well, I just have a natural reflex. I'm not even saying I wanted to slide. It's just pure curiosity. You know, I've been reading. My daughter loves just Curious George books. Like the second you say a number, I have to click and just see what the potential slides are.
That was hilariously reflexive. I thought I misunderstood the assignment for a second. Which wouldn't be shocking.
I will say 40-yard catch plays out 12.71x, but that's neither. No, I like that too. What I honestly like to do is benchmark it to the touchdown stuff, because I do think Hopkins too, and I was listening to the Establish the Run guys talk about it and talking about how they have schemed some stuff up for Hopkins in the red zone. Like, and also the Chiefs, I mean, we just saw it in previous Super Bowls. You get the Mecole Hardman, you get the Sky Moore, like they'll scheme up touchdowns for these guys. So I'm just wondering, like, if you were to slide him, what do you like better? A touchdown, or on Nez's thought, I believe it was like a 20-yard catch was the equivalent. It would be like 19.5, or a touchdown would be the same odds.
Ooh, I would probably go touchdown if I had to pick.
Think
what do you think, John?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you guys. Like if I'm going to slide a Chiefs wide receiver, I think I'd err on the side of touchdowns for Juju and Hopkins, and then I would slide on Hollywood, like just and Worthy, like as the deep guys, you know, or as potentially like explosive play guys.
Now, obviously, with one play, if we go Hopkins 9.5 longest reception, like we don't have to worry too much about correlated angles there. But I do think if like Hopkins is getting involved, taking some lowers on Juju could make sense. It is interesting that his longest reception is 11.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, they think he's got the higher ADOT than DeAndre Hopkins here.
That actually reminds me, guys, we can't forget. We normally don't do this. Do we not have rivals for this game?
Really?
Oh, surely we do.
No, I think we do.
Okay, I need to refresh and make sure I have them here.
Yeah, I clicked on like a player's card and we got rivals. Yeah, we very much underused by us this season. That would be fun to check out the rivals.
Because I was just like, if we were able to do a rival, I know that has to be different, you know, the picks, but if you could do Hopkins to have a longer catch than Juju or something, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the line of thought from the Hopkins. I was just thinking there might be some fun stuff in here too that would also like help with game flow scenarios.
DeAndre Hopkins has the longest reception versus Devontae Smith. He's getting spotted 12 yards. I think I would probably take Devontae Smith there. Like if that was the question, because I'm just betting on DeAndre Hopkins catching a pass and that pass being downfield. But Devontae Smith, just because I saw it the last time they played it in the Super Bowl, he's catching a 40-yard bomb.
Right,
it's happening again.
Yeah, that one.
The rivals are fun.
They are. I like that. Devontae Smith.
Just completely flip it up and go to a fade.
Because the other the out here you have is like, and correct me if I'm wrong, if DeAndre Hopkins catches 0 passes and Devontae Smith catches 1 pass for 3 yards, we're good. In the fact that you get.
No, he still gets 12 yards. He
gets
spotted 12.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't have a catch?
Yeah, he gets spotted 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Devonta Smith's longest reception is 20.5 at even over
in the lobby.
Yeah, so like if he hits that number or comes adjacent to, he smokes Hopkins.
Right. The other thing too with Devontae and that big play is that it does lend itself to a slide very well. But I kind of like this little angle here.
Okay. I mean, the no fun stuff is going to be like the lowers and stuff like that, like the haterade stuff. I don't know. What do you guys feel about like running back lowers and stuff like that with Pacheco and Hunt and those ones, and then playing like passing game stuff?
Well,
I
do
like a
think that would-
Pacheco lower. Oh, go ahead, Pete.
No, I was gonna say like that was kind of what I was thinking too. Like if you did do like Pacheco and Kareem Hunt lowers and then like a P Ryan receiving higher, like something like that could be pretty fun.
Yeah, I
I
like
mean,
that.
like what do you guys think here? Like Pacheco has been very much relegated. It's like they do the same thing every game where they're like, let's give him a couple carries at the start, and then it's just like, yeah, you're not doing anything. 5 attempts, and now it's set at 6.5 against what? Arguably the best rush defense they played in the playoffs.
You know what's crazy? In the rivals tab, Pacheco. Okay, I mean, I've ruined this, but Pacheco versus Mahomes rushing yards. What's the spot?
Mahomes +8.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mahomes +10 over.
Wow.
Or no, sorry, no. I've ruined that. Pacheco +10. Pacheco +10. They're giving Pacheco 10 yards over Mahomes.
I think we were trying to say the same thing.
Okay.
And we
Okay,
butchered it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, I think I would have never expected this.
Right. Yeah. That a running back, and presumably their number one running back coming into the year, who was a 4th round pick in BBM, would be a dog to rush for more yards than Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. Down bad.
Pretty funny.
I am just curious, like if you did do, obviously you're going to need an eagle in here. But if you just did the like, I guess what you would actually want to do is probably just do the rush angle where you're saying like they're not able to get anything going on the ground. And then you did like the P Ryan, 2 receptions kind of angle. And maybe you'd pick maybe one of these guys to do it with if you did want to go the Pacheco angle like that. That could be something kind of fun.
I'm down to take both Chiefs running back lowers and then mix and match a pass catcher on the other side from the Eagles. Like that seems pretty fun. Like what you were just doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except you had higher clicked by accident, but yeah.
Oops, you're right. So you're saying do you like the P Ryan inclusion?
Yeah, I'm really good with that. And then you can either do it with like Devonta Smith one play that's like 20.5, or you could do it with volume in the pass catching game on the other side.
Yeah. Because I guess the other part of this story is like, okay, Chiefs are down. So Eagles are up big. It's probably correlates well with Barkley. Like
I was going to suggest, I was thinking something Barkley related, something Barkley success, whether it's a touchdown and just like say, you know what, we'll take the negative multiplier on it and just accept the fact that we nailed this Chiefs running back situation, or do an even like rushing on it.
Yeah.
And just, like, is it worth like 8x to the dollar, knowing that you nailed the Chiefs running back situation and Saquon Barkley, like scoring a touchdown.
Yeah. So it's like an 8.3x on the touchdown versus an 11.29x on the rush yards.
Let's run it with the yardage.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. This is the all running back version here. And one that tells the story of the Chiefs in a deficit.
Henry has a good one in the chat there too, that you pair it with the highest tackle rate linebacker for the Eagles.
That's above my pay grade, but I like where that's at.
Yeah, I wonder what the multiplier would be on that.
Who's the defensive player?
Do you know his first name? Zach Bond, right?
Zach Bond.
All right. I believe I have heard his name before.
Through ball lowers.
What did we like on it? Tackles?
Yeah, anytime someone in the chat has an IDP suggestion, I'm just gonna accept them as
You just
sharp.
take it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should we? And do we want it paired? So run it here, basically him instead of Barkley.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, let's see here. Let me get rid of Barkley.
Yeah, I'm
Famous
curious to
last
see what
word.
this multiplier is. If this is gonna pop up as like mega correlation.
Right. Yeah. Or if it gives you like 9.
Wow.
What is it?
That went
It
up big
mega
time.
boosts it. It's as
Whoa.
if the other one was giving us big negative, Doc.
Interesting.
Well, the other one would have been like fine because 4 is 10x. For whatever reason, this is just like not computing with the. They're daring us essentially. They said,
Yeah.
"Good luck, guys. You really think Zach Bond tackles correlates with a bad Chiefs running back game?"
Okay.
that
Look at
was some
all the
secret
IDP
sauce.
bros are coming out now. We got Chamari Connor. We got Oren Burks.
I was going to suggest Oren Burks. Great shout.
Those, yeah, that was kind of fun. Wow.
Yeah. There's this whole new world when you take this here. All right. Let's see. Where do we want to go next?
Maury Connor. I'm running it again with Connor too. That's what I'm doing. This is exciting. This opens up a whole other facet, man. Normally
But just make sure that all the IDP takes are not, completely dependent on Kareem Hunt and Pacheco going lower.
True.
Mix and match. I think we need to talk about some slides. I would put my hat in the ring for a double tush push game.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We got to be able to get two Hertz tutties, right? Like that's an option for sure.
Yeah, double tush push. Double tush push would pair well with like another like shoot the moon Hollywood longest, or like a 2 touchdown from the other side too.
I mean, is that 5x? Am I seeing that correctly? Or is it 2x?
It's
okay,
2.
Like, whoa. Yeah, that's still good.
The other one, I'm not saying to pair these together, but I am just curious. The Kareem Hunt 2 touchdowns too, of like who could get 2 short yardage ones. He's at 4.79 there.
Yeah, so
I just saw one in the chat that was kind of fun too. Trev with that Mahomes 380 yards. Like that correlates too.
Jeez.
Mahomes scores or Hurts scores 1 or twice on the ground. And then the other side, we don't have to pick and choose the pass catcher who gets it done because Mahomes just is forced to air it out in a trailing script.
Okay.
Holy smokes.
380 is absurd.
380. 380 against arguably the best defense in football. 380. Let's go.
This game would need to go to triple overtime for him to get to 380 yards. I gotta draw the line somewhere.
Wow,
Oh,
we found Pete's limits. What about 300? What about 300? If we do 300 with 2 tush pushes, 15x, man, that's clean.
Yeah. Yes. We could, let me. I can't believe I have to be the one to raid the chat back in here.
I saw a funny suggestion too from the chat. I mean, I like this one here, but like doing a like a bunch of low multipliers and just try to hit one for like
the T-box
4x. Yeah,
the T-box.
What is his MO? Just
His
like a
MO
lot of like
is
0.7x's.
Alternate
doing like Mahomes
lines
200. Yeah,
alternate lines, 8 of them for like a 6x or something like that.
This is the story I've told where like the college buddies at the sports book and you bet every massive college basketball fave and you have like 25 of them to win like 4x.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
It was just the worst one imaginable because it's just like, one upset out of fucking 20 games.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, we're locking this in, right? As a 23x here.
Yeah. Let's do this.
All right. Here's the question. How do you guys, some people like they put together their sports or their Super Bowl card and, they have it all outlined in a spreadsheet and they know all their bets. How are you guys approaching this? Is this just like, I want to open up the app and be able to go to my tab and there's so much chaos and I don't even remember anything and I just want to scroll and look for green dots? Is that kind of how you guys are approaching the Super Bowl?
It's as if you read my mind, Pete. Yes, that's exactly how I'm approaching the Super Bowl. Another one that we do with the boys is hand build ones where we write down our 5 favorite, so you call your shot beforehand, and then with the hand written down ones, we'll all play each guy's like one written down one. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So all 5 of us.
I want to give out another PSA to the community regarding pick'ems here. And I've seen this behavior from a lot of people. If you've done this, it is okay. I've experienced this with my own, with my buddies too. If you plan on flaunting a pick'em win, you got to post the entry ahead of time. You either place bets in the dark and win in the dark, or you post them in public and celebrate in public. You can't bet them in the secrecy of your own home and then post the victory. People are willing to tail these. People are down to tail, and then we can all celebrate. But you got to do this either all publicly or all privately. There's no victory lapping entries that people didn't have access to tail. I'm settling that from now on. All right, we got to get this etiquette squared away.
It needed to be said. It needed to be said.
I'm telling you, I'm ready to tail. People post in the Hand Builders channel or whatever. I'm clicking. You want to go look at someone posted? You want to see what someone posted? Do I know who these? Hang on, let me show you these guys. Where are these golfers? What the hell? What's an Austin Eckroat? What's an Andrew Novak? This thing, I put $5 to win 1,000. Okay, I don't know. This was irresponsible, but someone posted it, and I'm ready to ride or die with them. There you go.
The chat's on one right now with the Best Ball Viper, because Best Ball Viper's been on a heater right now with the pickups, and he tags the Badge Bros every night. And I had to stop retweeting them because he doesn't share them beforehand.
No, it's not nice. It's not nice.
There we go. Okay.
Ooh,
thank you.
Got that off my chest.
Pete, we're gonna have to run that back this year. Purple Yosh in the chat asking when Pete Dinger season. We're gonna have to run that bit.
Oh yeah,
back
it'll
this
happen.
year. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tradition like none other.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys do your first big board draft the other day?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
Behind the paywall.
It was a big learning experience. It was, I said I'd watched half of Ship Chasing and half of a couple of Davis's streams, and that was my only research going in. And holy shit, those streets are tough right now.
Yeah, I got a crash course on Ship Chasing yesterday. We went through like all the top prospects and we're looking at mock draft stuff. So that was like a decent primer for me. But yeah, shortly. And yeah, I assume actually that's a good reminder, guys. So a PSA for Off and On the Clock. This is gonna be our last Friday show. We are going to be pivoting to Tuesdays going forward. Fridays is kind of an in-season thing. So we're still going to have the show, and I assume we're going to rotate around. It'll generally be football heavy when we get going, but I plan to get in the Dinger streets. I'm a hoops guy. So if these guys want to do some hoops on Tuesdays, I'm down for that. It will be along for the ride. We'll figure out whatever's in the lobby, whatever we want to interact with. We'll be able to do that. I'm actually getting excited for NBA playoff best ball whenever that drops as well. So maybe we can get some of that going. But yeah, Tuesdays, I believe we said like 2:30 p.m. Eastern, guys, will be our time.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, keep in and around the same vicinity there. I was just checking right now to see what's the date next Tuesday. We dodged maybe next week we make a 1 week exemption that we do not Tuesday. We do a different day because there's Monday and Wednesday dog bowls. So just throwing that out there. Maybe recurring.
Are those the last two?
Yeah. So maybe recurring Tuesdays starts the following week, and next week we do Off and On the Clock as one of those dog bowl ones for NBA.
That works for me. I think Wednesday would probably be good.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, that's a good idea with only 2 more dog bowl slates to go. All right, let's get back to the pick'em. So far what we've done, we have the 2 RB story ones. And then we just had our QB story, the tush push plus the Mahomes 300. Where do we want to go next?
Let's do a just play the best plays that you were flirting with for the core to just feel alive here, feel like we nailed something kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably do the watered down version of like my AJ Brown one. I do think he's going to have a nice game. I think I'd prefer to play it through like a big play and some efficiency as opposed to volume. So I'll definitely do an AJ Brown higher than 69.5 receiving yards.
Des, you got one to add?
Let me do.
You look. I got one.
Okay.
Mahomes completions. You guys
What's
like
that set
one?
at?
Oh, sorry. I was zoning out for a second. Mahomes completions is at 23.5.
Okay, I like it. I would probably go back to Hollywood Brown. I just think Hollywood Brown is getting real work here. I would go ahead and take a just a higher receiving yards for Hollywood.
Okay, cool.
What is his longest reception too? I was just curious. 18.5. Yeah, that's kind of big. Okay. So do we want to call this like a alt core here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is our I'm gonna up the unit one.
Okay.
2 units.
2 unit play. 2 unit play.
I need to feel something. John needs to feel something.
I needed to feel alive for a second.
No, but what my normal move is like we were talking about how you do your Super Bowl and like tracking all your stuff. And like what happens to me, this is what will happen, is I'm going to have like a shit ton of pick'ems from this show. People are already starting to post them in the Discord, going to tail everything. And then I'm going to be like, but I don't actually know what I'm rooting for on Sunday. And then I'll be like, but I'll do one big one where I concentrate my efforts. Like that's what will happen. And I'll do like a $500 one that'll immediately be dusted. I'll be like, why the fuck did I do that?
Why did I do that? Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is my college buddy, Rich, who is sometimes an offender of sharing pick'ems that he wins, having not shared him. But Rich, I'm telling you, you were just in the crossfire. It's a lot of people out there. It's not just you, brother. I just had to offer that PSA to everybody.
Unfortunately, the shoe fits there.
Okay. John, how am I doing on posting these in the private chat? Am I doing all right?
I have yet to buy the t-shirt today. So, I mean, we're doing pretty good, Pete.
Good. Okay. Someone mentioned an all tutties one. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, that's fun.
We each pick a touchdown. We get 3 tutties in here.
Okay, cool.
Can I state claim on Devontae Smith for mine?
You sure can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's add him in there.
John, I'll go last. I'll back clean up here.
It's a little bit of a hedge, but they've liked Kareem Hunt at the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of crazy that we're getting plus money on it. And again, like I know it's, box score watching, but touchdown in 4 straight games. I mean,
I don't think Pacheco's just like magically getting healthy, for the Super Bowl here. Like he's coming off of surgery. So I think it's fair to say that he's going to need an off season to recover.
Yeah. Hey, could we flirt, Pete, the thesis that we had on the big board there? The Isaiah Pacheco, people talking about his ADP in the big board right now, the career arc mirroring that of Tony Pollard, where they had similar surgeries, similar injuries, come back. He looks really bad, and then everybody gets off it, and then he has a good year the following year.
I mean, the reason that breaks down for me is because like their games are so different, right? Pollard was this like super explosive pass catching back. And like, yes, I know part of Pacheco's brand is that he runs angry, but he's not like that same type of player where I'm like, what are you getting back to? Like you can,
stomping the ground heavily.
Stomp your feet to the ground really hard again. I don't know. I think Pollard, like what he got back to was so much more of an exciting thing of even Pacheco getting back to where he was.
Right.
I guess I should
Okay.
say.
All right.
I don't know.
Thesis
I'm
debunked.
I do think like the ADP, the whole reason it strikes me as crazy isn't even necessarily, where his form is, but just it's like they clearly have a split backfield now. They're going to address it in either free agency or the draft. There's just so many ways it gets complicated, and you're like buying a price that's like you're the 1A in the backfield for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Blake had the James Robinson comp for him.
So I'm trying to think of a touchdown here that's not too off the wall. And I think I'm just going to go with Hurts, tush push here. If we're doing Kareem Hunt touchdown, like I don't necessarily want to do Mahomes, right? Because that's kind of like inversely correlated. We got a Devontae bomb here. And then let's just play it safe with Hurts at 0.9. And that gets us a nice 10.28.
Yeah, that's a good one. The other one that we could spice it up with would be like scrolling the F down to like Noah Gray plus Dallas Goedert or like something like that.
I was gonna say, man, I've been staring at this P. Ryan one right here.
Propensity to score in big games. Many are saying
a little, little wheel route there that he takes to the house, catches the ball in the flat, makes one guy miss. Next thing you know, Samaje P. Ryan.
Touching tribute to Sky Moore of the past, touching tribute to McCole Hardman of the past, touching tribute to Jerick McKinnon of the past when they just get one of these dusty guys to run 4 yards downfield and score.
Yep. What would you...
get this with something easy, you think?
That's what I looked at Barkley. It's a 17X with Barkley.
I mean, I'll take it, right? I mean...
Yeah.
I don't think we need to get stack our wishes on this one.
Yeah, I might run it twice so that it's correlated with my other pick'ems too in the AJ Brown one, because now we're asking for a lot of touchdowns. So I'm gonna run it twice with AJ Brown and once with AJ Brown and once with Barkley or Hurts kind of deal.
I like this. There you go. John is proposing a split unit on this pick'em here.
Water it down.
Hang on. That's my other PSA. If you take one of our slides and you water it down, do not post the winning screenshot and tag us saying thank you, because we didn't win. All right. All right. I need to make a 10 commandments of pick-o-matic.
I know.
Yeah.
Let me know when you guys are ready for the next entry, because I do have another tab or stat for us to explore.
All right.
Ooh.
Let me okay, there's the AJB one in the chat. I'm calling this, man, this is like when I start seeing this is spicy TD and now spicy TD alt. I
love the tags we throw on these. It's honestly the best part.
Before you share that link, Pete.
I'm working on it. Just let me. There's a lot going on right now. I'm trying to reform pick'em etiquette while making these picks, while copying these everywhere. This is a very important question, James. Does UD have the Donna Kelsey prop? I have not seen it. I have not seen it.
They have it by inches of cleavage, I think. You can take the alt.
You can slide it. I slid it all the way to Kanye's girlfriend.
Nice.
That's for 12X.
Okay. Let's build. How about this? Someone in the chat toss out like a game. How about this? Someone in the chat give us a score to the game in an MVP, and we will build a pick'em.
That's fun.
Around that scenario. Let me get a good one here.
And I have a good idea of how to play this too once this gets in. This kind of ties into my suggestion here on a different way to play pick'ems that we haven't done it yet for today. Oh, come on, Chris.
We just did this one. We literally just did this one.
TK's might be my winner here.
Wait, now I can't even. Are you doing co-MVPs? Mahomes, Kelsey MVP? What can we get something here? You guys are sick. I never should have given you guys creative
Reed
liberties like
Blankets. Taking your membership away.
Okay. Okay.
Hunt
Let's,
MVP. Whoa.
I'm trying to find a fun one here. Okay.
Worthy
This is a fun
MVP is fun. Yeah.
All right.
I want to hear
All
Nez.
right.
So for the audio listeners, we got Henry here suggesting a 31-30 Chiefs victory with Worthy edging out Patrick Mahomes for MVP.
So go into the search bar. Game high receiving yards.
Nice.
Yeah.
3.47x for Xavier Worthy.
That's a good way of doing it. Because he'd have
Because
to
if he's
lead
winning
the game.
MVPs,
Can I toss out one other idea? If Xavier Worthy's winning the goddamn MVP over Patrick Mahomes, is he scoring 2 touchdowns?
2 touchdowns. It has to be 2 touchdowns.
what's the diff?
6.13.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
If he's winning
I
MVP,
do
it
love
has
the
to
game
be.
high. The game high.
Game
angle.
high blank is definitely a fun thing to explore.
Well, let's do a double game high after. Like just 2 game
Yeah.
high, 1 on each side.
Yes. But I do
Like-
think if Xavier Worthy in this scenario is winning MVP, he's got to be scoring twice. He's got to.
Yeah,
They
I
had
agree
so
there.
many. Oh my god.
The other one Davis is yelling about is rushing touchdown. I guess that's
both-
just
it's lumped
included.
together.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get some other stuff that's like correlated, but maybe not like a huge doc. What else in this scenario? The Chiefs are winning 31-30. We're getting a high scoring game, so the overs are flowing. The highers are flowing. Want to just tack on Mahomes higher pass yards?
Yeah, I do wonder. Like, is this threatening them? Acting like we need the MVP to
You're
really
right.
smack here, but like it might threaten a little.
You're
bit.
right. No, that's it. That's a good call. That's a good call. I would say like who's not scoring TDs? Because we could take the opposite. Like,
Yeah.
now, is Kelsey not scoring a TD if Worthy's scoring
Right.
twice?
Yep. And if Kelsey scores 1 and Worthy scores twice, Mahomes is probably MVP. So you could
True.
take pass
True.
catchers on the same team as lowers, and then you could take one opposing player that's a receiver that's just like a higher yardage, or one
Nice.
touchdown on the other side.
Yeah. So give me some names because I do like this this story.
Oh, whoever has longer odds in the lower direction of between Hollywood, Juju, and Hopkins as lowers as well.
Well, we just need a.
Oh, you
need
only
an
want to do
eagle.
3? Okay.
Well, let's see what a 3 gets us to here.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are at 6x.
So if the Eagles are scoring this much, like there has to be some big plays. Like if they're getting to 30 points here.
I think it's pretty. They're pretty concentrated, man. It's like, do we want to do Devontae, AJ Brown, or Goddard, or
Is that getting you to a 33x right there, which is on
Yeah,
on just
that's
a
really
straight thing.
good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is a simple. That's a simple outcome.
Yes.
Mhm.
Or, someone suggested longest rush for Barkley. I think that would be fine too. Like probably ripping
Mhm.
off a big play if the Eagles are scoring 30 points.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I like this one.
Okay, let's
Okay.
do it. All right, that's a 33 here. We can call this our worthy MVP one. Put that there.
And the beautiful thing about this thesis is like Worthy doesn't actually have to win MVP here, right? Like Mahomes could still air it out and whatever. If we had done something that pigeonholed us to Worthy, like Mahomes lower 2.5 or something like that, then we're actually only telling the story of Worthy. Like we're making the bet that Worthy's MVP here, but he doesn't actually have to be to get this home, which is nice.
Let's do one more of these because it was fun. Or let me scroll back and see if I can find another one that's different. Isn't it funny? Like again, the psychology. I'm the same way as all of you guys, but everything's like 40-38, like, all the points in the world. It's like no one's going to give us a gross game score. How about this one? Hunt MVP, Chiefs 24-14. That's a Kareem Hunt 2 touchdown game for sure.
Yes, 100%. Or let's see what this one is. Put in 2x here. Put in the 2 touchdowns. I'd like to see
4.79.
That's fine.
Now, I just want to look for longest rush of the game. What do we have for Hunt? Because
God,
8.5. What do you think it is?
11.5.
11.5. That's reasonable, I guess.
So Nez, it's literally a 25-yard run or 2 touchdowns is worth the same.
What?
I mean, the 2 touchdowns is
some Joik Bell bullshit right there. That's what that is.
You just need to see like Moses parting the Red Seas. It just everyone has to go stand on the sidelines. It's like a dynamic kickoff, but during the play, and all the Eagles have to start on the sidelines.
Let's play this. Let's play this. Kareem Hunt gets all the Eagles defenders have to start on the sideline. Okay. And how far does Kareem Hunt make it? He still starts 5 yards back in the backfield. Cooper DeJean starts at the line of scrimmage. How long until he catches Kareem Hunt? He can't run until Kareem Hunt hits the line of scrimmage at full speed. How far does Kareem Hunt make it?
Forget the Super Bowl, dude. I would have a lot more fun watching that. Like if we just had all these challenges here.
The John games.
Well, how about a game of like it's like you play basketball, or it's like what's the game if like you shoot and then you take a step back, you shoot again, take a step back. The Eagles just they start the tush push at like the half-inch line, and then you move them back. And it's just how far, like, could they score a tush push from the 8-yard line?
Right. Don't give them any ideas.
Okay. All right. Let's get back on track so we can build this out because we got time for a couple more. We were going to do a little bit of hoops, but I think we're just in our bag. With
we actually underestimated ourselves.
The audacity of us behind closed doors to think we couldn't fill almost 2 hours of just pick-em based Super Bowl content. We might have to touch on basketball today.
To be fair, Donna Kelsey, I didn't realize I was going to be bringing her on stage today. Okay, so Kareem Hunt, low scoring game. I think in this game, in this scenario, we definitely take a Barkley lower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not getting, if they lose by 10 and they're salting away the clock, he's not getting to 114.5 rushing yards.
Correct.
No, and quite frankly, you're probably going to need a Mahomes lower too.
Yes, you're right. That's the big thing. We did the Kelsey, the anti-Kelsey. I mean, even if you do lower, he can't get to 2. If he gets to even 2 passing TDs, I guess
that would probably be a problem.
See if we get docked or not. Let's see what it looks like with 2 passing TDs.
Oh,
yeah, they don't even.
Yeah.
But so if we just do lower yards, we're still up to a 29x. We don't have to do the yards, but again, a straight pick is we're still at a 30x for this MVP scenario. I do think it should be some Mahomes lower if he's not winning it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Is it an interception?
Oh.
But that probably kills Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. And that sets up field position for Barkley, which actually is not terrible for a lower on rushing yards. It'd be bad for touchdowns.
Is it just taking the lower combined scrimmage yards, 286? It's a pretty big number.
Yes, because you're taking away those designed runs at the goal line too, because Hunt's going in.
Yeah. And that still that gets us a 28, which is around that 30x is the other one. I like that. The Kareem Hunt. These scenarios are really fun because there are like the non-Mahomes MVP ones. Like you just automatically have like a higher in play if that person's doing it. And exactly it's going to take 2 touchdowns for Worthy or Hunt to do it.
And the nice thing about this is like Hunt doesn't have to win MVP. Like Jalen Hurts could win MVP in the way we just made. Like we could, or in a win, we could still get Jalen Hurts on this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's thin that Mahomes wouldn't get the yardage in a win, but weirder things have happened.
All right. I'm going to propose 2 more different ones. let's do the unthinkable. It's getting closer. Let's do this is the grossest game of all time. Like it's like 17-10. It's miserable. It's sad. I mean, I'm talking sliding a lower down. And then let's do a couple of our Omega slides, on our good play guys to finish. But let's just cover our asses if this is the worst game of all time. What is happening in that scenario?
Saquon Barkley lower on longest rush or lower on receiving yards.
Also, I'm just going to throw it out there too, because you're getting such massive plus money. What if Barkley doesn't score a touchdown?
That's true too. Yeah.
At 1.77.
Yeah. I mean, this is grossest game out. Yeah.
Grossest game I can't read your facial expression on this right now.
No, I like it. I think this is a major part of it. Like this game's just going to be terrible because this can happen. I mean, this can easily happen.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? I wonder who else could we get like pretty good plus money on not scoring a touchdown. So Hurts would be 1.1. What is like
what about Kelsey? Yeah.
Kelsey's about even.
Wow, it's crazy. It's just like Barkley and Hurts.
Almost a 2x. And this guy has lost so many touchdowns this year to the tush push. And it's a 1.77 not to score against a decent run defense. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, like we could play Hurts lower as well.
Yeah.
Because they're just not scoring a rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Spags has them coached up. They're everything. No Philly special bullshit taking place on us this year.
Yeah, they're not getting to the goal line.
They're not getting to the goal line.
It's just a really upsetting game.
Oh,
you're getting kicking points in the world's grossest game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should we
Field
correlate?
goals or?
Should we could get like 2 kickers to round this out.
Yeah, it's perfect.
2 field like Jake.
Yeah, you can't do the extra points with this. They will definitely tell you like that'll lock. Like that, they'll tell you can't submit that. There you go.
There we go. Now we're cooking.
Oh man, what's this at?
This is
20x.
This is the grossest. This is the grossest football game of all time.
Well,
and I love it.
I think we can add one more like big skill position player to fail to this. Because we're at a 4 right now. We got Barkley doesn't score, Hurts doesn't score, Jake Elliott 2 field goals, Butker doesn't. The Chiefs don't score 3 times. That seems fine.
It'd probably be whichever price is the highest for a lower on Chiefs player to score. That would probably be optimal.
I think it would just do Kelsey lower at 0.9.
Yeah.
Because that gets us from, oh no, they won't let us do Butker.
Yeah, we have to switch up and do Butker field goals if we want to do, yeah.
Do we want to do Butker field goals higher or lower?
Yeah, higher, I think. Because you're not trying to paint a
That's a 30x.
Like 10 to 7.
That's back to our
30x. That's how we celebrate a gross game. We're going to be the only people at the Super Bowl party celebrating the fact that this game was just one of the most disappointing Super Bowls ever. And we're sitting over here. Yeah, I just turned $1 into 30.
Okay. I just want to say something. So PNBC says, why not Jones plus 2 sacks? Why not a lot of things, man? We have been making pickups for like 45 minutes. We could literally go, I guarantee you right now, if we just got rid of all of our life commitments, we started pounding some energy drinks, we could make pick'ems for the next 10 hours. I guarantee you. So it's nothing against Jones plus 2 sacks. Could be a really good bet. I'm just telling you, we're not going to get to everything.
Man, a pick'em marathon, that would be hilarious. I mean, just a speed run the account to 0.
We need a lot of fill it up Fridays in between.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, I've probably spent about $500 this show so far. Like, I was just thinking about that.
Oh my God. Pete, the chat's now asking for punter action. Are you telling me there is a average yards per punt? You guys are sick. All right. New Lund thinks, how many people are clicking higher or lower on an average yards per punt prop?
Okay.
All right.
Tell me when you're ready.
going to be more than the CSVs. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I need to like know how much I can trust Underdog when they say like 20,000 people have Travis Kelce to score a touchdown.
Well, Bradley Beal's a sponsor, so I think they might be right.
Bradley Beal,
right.
baby, welcome to the squad.
I
We were
feel
trying
like
to get
this-
him traded all last week, and he got traded to Underdog.
All right. How many people before the Super Bowl, guys, do you think will click a higher or lower on one of these average yards per punt picks?
418. Wow.
Still the Super Bowl.
I was going to say 32.
Oh, okay. John was definitely closer to the time. I said 639.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Nez,
all right, business is booming, man. Okay,
dude, Nez, you give me a couple Glacier Fresh Rocky Mountains on the morning of the Super Bowl as I'm firing up the smoker, and I'm gonna find my way to this tab.
Well, yeah, guys with smokers can afford to put pick'ems on punts.
You know what they say? You got to vote with your wallet here. I mean, it just says, I guess, got to,
vote with your wallet.
I do want to check in on this one. I'm going all lowers. I'll put it in the chat, John. You going to be mad if I don't put this one there? There you go.
I will be. Actually, I'll be mad that the previous one's not in the chat.
Which one? The gross one?
Yeah.
Okay. I will round these up. I'll post them all in the Discord, in the Badge Bros channel, which, by the way, if you guys are not in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, the link is down below. That's where we have the Badge Bros channels, all kinds of channels with various sports in there, all the show channels as well, Lulz, Swolecast, all that good stuff is in there, ship chasing. So hop in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, and that's where you guys can share your pick'em entries. All right, let's build a couple of our slides.
Okay.
Permission to slide, Your Honor.
Yeah. These ones are more fun here. I think Nez is going to echo the sentiment of what I'm about to say here. We got to slide Hollywood Brown. The usages look good. The eye test is okay. If one of these big ones just happens to finally connect, it seems like a lot of fun.
Yes. What do you want to take him up to 100 yards?
We could do it like that, or we could do longest completion. So let's take a look at the price point for, if you get the same price for 80 yards as you get for 34.5, I would take the 34.5. But yeah,
I would say the number I would be cutting. Nez, what do you think? I would be about 40. Maybe you could talk me into 45, but 40 probably seems like a pretty big catch for Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
So 3.8 for a 40-yard catch. The equivalent in the slide would be somewhere between 79 and 89. What do you think is more likely, a 40-yard catch or 90 yards?
Ooh, I was gonna say I like 79.
Okay, let's.
I like that.
Yeah.
That one's he's 3 for 81. He's putting up that old MVS line.
Devontae on the other side.
Yeah, let's do Devontae. So his highest reception is 20.5. 30 is 1.74x. I'd almost rather just do receiving yards at that point for 174. I'd rather just do 80 receiving yards for Devontae Smith at this point.
I think 90 gets you to a 2.74. So this would be a 26. Or we could take, you like the 79.5. Do both of them at 79.5 for a 19 point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems so feasible, does it not?
Yeah, it's just 80 yards.
That doesn't seem far-fetched at all.
It's just a little 80-yard game for two talented wide receivers. Two guys that were going top 5 rounds in BBM not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
What if we run that back again with the Hollywood one, but we go for a little grown man slide on the other side of 2 grown man touchdowns?
So do Hollywood
Yeah, just do Hollywood at the same number again, like the 79.5. And then we do AJ Brown 2 touchdowns. What does that look like? Because that gets my juices flowing a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right, AJ Brown. So 2 touchdowns for him is wow. That is nice. Yeah, 7.36.
Inner excellence. Come on, buddy.
And then you like the Hollywood.
It doesn't matter. We could do it. We could. I was just saying for ease sake because we all agreed on that one.
What if we do the longest reception on this one? Just maybe like a 30-yard catch. That gets you right there. So if he scores 2 tutties and Hollywood catches a 30-yarder, I mean that's a 38x right there.
Let's get it.
These are
we
what
could
I
even.
live for.
If I'm just saying, if we wanted to take it down to 25 yards, it's still a 30x.
Good with either.
All right, let's do 25. Let's see. This is the thing. I'm getting out in front of these guys who are going to water it down. I know they're going to tell me, "Hey, I watered it down and hit, brother." Well, not if I water it down first.
Yeah. He is the engagement farmer.
I'm trying to think. Is there a player? Is there something? A player who I actually think would be a good slide because I think there's like a wide range for his usage in this game is honestly Juju.
I could see big game Juju.
Yeah. I mean, it's again like the low end stuff where it's like if he's just out on the field in a lot of those 3 wide receiver sets and they're kind of only using Hopkins in packages and he's catching 4 to 5 balls, like you can have him catching 4 balls at a 4x.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. And
we've seen the gal brain Andy Reid in the Super Bowl in the red zone stuff,
Exactly.
We've seen that gal brain stuff in the past where it's like, who's the one guy they're not going to be looking for right now?
Well, I guess then I can't ask, what do you like better, Juju 4 receptions or Juju TD?
What's the higher?
4x for 4 receptions and 3.54 for a tutty.
I think 4 receptions is fun. I don't know. I was kind of picking up what you were putting down there. I can see this.
Yeah. Let's leave that there. Is there anything on the Eagles side that we haven't really? I guess we haven't done anything with Goddard, who could also I could see getting peppered.
Yeah. I like Goddard.
Yeah, Silva was all over the Goddard stuff and like buying into the recent usage and how he's looked since IR. And apparently the ball knowers take is that tight end matchup is the best against.
I think I heard that from you every week during the regular season, John.
Against KC? Yeah.
All right. So 7 catches would be a 2.18, and the equivalent would be like 80 yards would be a 2.47. Do you guys like 80 yards receiving or 7 receptions? He cleared both last week.
I think I like the yardage.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That's like the rare time where I think I prefer yardage to receptions here.
And that puts us right at our sweet spot of 30x.
Okay, cool. So Juju 3.5 on the receptions and the 79.5 on Goddard.
Okay. All right. Last one, because our guy Keith, who is the king of the bombs, he said build a 500xer. I'm not going to promise 500x, but let's at least get to triple digit x. This is going to be like a 1/10 of a unit play, guys. Please don't, play within your means.
Yeah, please water this one down.
So we can go about it a couple ways, right? Like we can get a ton of picks in here, or we could get, 3 Omega slides or something. How do you guys want to do this? How about this? It's like, think about it like our core, but Omega slide on the core.
Okay.
Mahomes 2 rushing touchdowns. What do we get for that? Do we get like 8 and a bit?
They don't even give it to you.
They don't even let it you.
Oh, they don't even let me. Okay.
But I mean, starting with a 2.35x isn't like the worst. I don't know.
No. Do you want to do a rush? I don't think we've done a Mahomes rushing touchdown yet.
We could do that. We could start again with the Jalen Hurts 2 touchdowns and then play Mahomes air it out 350 and 2 pass catchers on the KC side for touchdowns. Like, what's the most feasible game script in your guys' mind that would be a 35-30 game environment? Where would those touchdowns and yardage funnel? Because I think the most conceivable would be scoring on the ground for the Eagles and then airing it out for Kansas City. Do you guys feel differently than that?
No, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and the only other thing I think about is like it is nice to have like a worthy Hollywood Brown, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown in it because you are wanting like something to speed up the game. You want like one huge play that really gets it popping.
Yeah.
So sorry, John, what did you want to start with? Hurts 2 tutties?
Yeah, I think so. Or you could do like the same narrative with like AJ Brown or Saquon 2 tutties. Like you could do it either way, whichever you guys feel most comfortable with. And then you play the other side is Mahomes yardage plus touchdown scorers on the KC side.
I definitely like the odds on 2 Hurts way more. 1.5x on 2. That is crazy. You get better odds to bet on Barkley not scoring than you do for him to score 2 touchdowns.
What? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
That is the stat. That's the stat that you put in your Twitter thread.
There you go. Someone go engagement farm that.
Yeah. Look what ChatGPT recommended to me.
Did you guys see that the Instagram post that someone aggregated to use as motivation for Jalen Hurts that I got lumped into? So did you see this?
Mm-mm.
So it's hard to see. I guess I could try to zoom in here a little bit. So this is a post from some big account, Knowles GFX. You know, it has like 4,000 likes or whatever. It's Prove Them Wrong 3 days till the Super Bowl. You know, Jalen Hurts
4,000 likes?
And it's like, these are the other comments. Jalen Hurts will never win a Super Bowl as a starting QB. I low-key forgot Hurts' throwing motion because he never throws the damn ball, LMFAO. Jalen Hurts is a glorified running back getting carried by a phenomenal running game. And then me in here. Jalen Hurts is a system tush pusher.
So good.
Just because some other person did a good
Oh my God.
Well, someone in my mentions when I posted this said that they read the first 5 words, Jalen Hurts is a system, and then just didn't even get that this was like a clear joke after
from the guy with the Guy Fieri deepfake. He's not joking.
Yeah.
I just
this isn't satire.
This hyper serious, prove him wrong, Jalen Hurts like praying like
wrong,
there. He's a system.
That's amazing.
Oh man.
There's something beautiful about the notion that a system tush pusher, it's like, yeah, literally anyone who would ever run a tush push is a system tush pusher, right? Like it's like by definition, like it's not like the same as saying like, you know, Tom Brady's a system quarterback. Even if it is satirical.
I feel like we didn't do anything with Worthy. I mean, we did the rushing attempts in the initial core. We did the 2 tutty MVP. What if we slide something with his yards as part of this like Mahomes thing? Yeah, so this gets us up to a 76x, which is Hurts 2 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes throws for 330 yards. Xavier Worthy clears 100 combined scrimmage yards. I think we get one more in here, and I
think you tack on a touchdown at a reasonable price tag and see what it takes you to. Like, what does a Kelsey touchdown added to this do?
Sends you to a 140x.
I think that's as close as we're going to get to 500 for like a reasonable play. Like that's a reasonable within reason. Like,
keep sitting at home. That's as close as you're going to get to 500. Yeah. Hold my fucking beer, brother.
He's got something for us later. I know for a fact.
All right. Here you go. I'm doing 1/4 of a unit. Will be you could do $6 to win 837. You can let me get to those triple to $8 to win 1100 here.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. I swear to God, Coxer, I'm gonna water this thing down so hard then tweet at you guys and thank you when it hits if that's okay.
I need to know who's in Ecoxer's profile picture there. Who's he got there? Little puck guy.
I mean, this is you, man. How do you not
Little
know?
flex in that stick. It doesn't look like a pro player, so I'm curious if it was like him when he was playing like junior hockey or something.
Might have been.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys are watching this after the fact, I will put all of the links in the comment section, description, Badge Bros channel in the Discord, my newsletter tomorrow. So no excuses not to be able to find these. Also should mention there are a few specials in the lobby. They did just run the Xavier Worthy promo. If you guys were part of that on Twitter, if you haven't used your no sweat token, everyone should have that.
That's the perfect one to use for the one we just cooked up, Pete.
Yes, it would be a very good no sweat right here. If you guys are new to Underdog somehow, and I don't know how you would have made it an hour 50 into this show, having not signed up on the platform, but there is a free Travis Kelce pick as well. If you guys are new to Underdog and want to sign up. Anything else for you guys here before we power down the show where we were worried about not being able to build pickups for an hour and a half?
No, that was
I'm
awesome.
So glad
that
we
was a lot
did
of fun.
Yeah. No, that was a blast. I'll be live on the Badge Bros channel for Membies tonight behind the paywall. The classic No Strip Nez stream. So we'll be doing some baseball drafts and general BSing. So yeah, please come hang out tonight.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'll be running a After Dark tomorrow as well. I'll be making some final pick'ems, building some showdown lineups, and shooting the shit. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern for members on my channel. But yeah, this is our last, NFL slate specific show until the fall. We'll obviously be talking plenty of best ball during the off season, some hoops, some baseball, all of that good stuff. So thank you to everyone tuning in on these Friday afternoons. Truly a highlight of my week. I think I can say that for John and Nez as well. And yeah, we'll keep the good times rolling midweek. Like John said, we'll huddle. Probably will be Monday or Wednesday next week so we can cover a Hoops Dog Bowl slate. And then after that, you guys can bank on this show happening on Tuesday afternoons. John, Nez, any other final words from you guys?
That's it for us, man. I'll see you in the hoops lobbies for the rest of the day, though.
Yeah.
I got 30 minutes to draft, so I'm going to go do that right now. We'll see you guys next time on Off and On the Clock. Peace.